Hello everyone, welcome back to another Construct 3 tutorial. So in this video we are going to see how to upload your images to Imgur and how do you fetch your images back to the game or app. So this is the layout. I'll show you how to do it now, and we can go to the API setup and everything in detail later. So we are going to build it from scratch. So let me open it. Okay, so I have already uploaded 6 images and you can see they are loading. So if I click on new image, so it will give an option for you to upload a image. So if I select an image, I forgot to set the folder by default. Give me a moment, 1 second. Okay, so I have the photos here. So let's upload the 7th photo. Okay, so this has the photo here. 1 sec. So let's see how the server responds when I click on submit. Okay, so the status should be 200. So it is pending, it is still uploading. Okay, so now you can see the new image has returned here. So as soon as I click on submit, so it will upload the video and it comes back to the home screen and will show you that image here. Okay, so let me close it, open it again. Now if I open it again, you can see all the images are loading and you can see the 7th image as well. Let's upload 8th one, submit it. So once it is uploaded, it will take you to the home screen. You can see that image here. Let's do it again. The 9th one, submit it. Let's see what happened. Okay, let me click it again. Okay, done. Alright, so it is uploading the image to your account in Imgur, and from there it is fetching all the images back to your app or your game. So if you ask me how it is useful for your games or your applications, I don't know. So it is up to you, how do you want to be more creative and use it for your advantage. But maybe you want to save users screenshots, or maybe if you're having a money based game, you wanted to take screenshot of particular moment and save it in Imgur, right? So it will be a later reference for you while settling the amount with your users. Okay, so there are many ways of using it, but I already see a lot of plugins in Imgur. You might already aware of it, but in this video we are not going to use any of the plugins. We are going to directly use API from Imgur. So if you know how to do it, you don't need to spend money in purchasing plugins, right? So let's see how to do it. And also there are ways of showing an image. So the ideal way of showing an image is loading the image in a sprite, right? So that's what we do in Construct. So in some of the, I think maybe 6 months or 1 year back, we got the HTML element update from Construct. Now I'm using HTML element instead of sprites. The reason is, even though you set to upload image in one sprite, so the next sprite will load the same image. So all the sprites will load the same image no matter what you do, no matter even if you provide any instances or etc. So I have tried it already, it doesn't work. So instead I used HTML element. So you're going to know how to put a content in the HTML plugin, and also how to integrate API, do get methods and post methods to upload your videos. I'm sorry, yeah, of course you can upload your videos as well, videos or images, and fetch them back um, to your application or game. Okay, so few things you have to remember. This video does not cover any programming related to JavaScript or HTML, so it's only will purely stick to the API methods using construct tree. And also I have used only limited images here. Okay, so if you have so if you see the grid here, we have only 12 images, but if you have more than 12 images, it will keep adding at the bottom. But I did not implement the scroll effect. Okay, so there are many tutorials on how to implement scroll effect, and also there are many free C3 files available in construct tutorials page. You can get it from there. So let's stick to just Imgur upload and downloading images. Alright, so let's get started then. Okay, I'll open a new project. Let's close the old one. So I'll say Imgur YouTube maybe. So I'm creating it in portrait. You can change it to landscape or whatever you want. And also this tutorial, I mean the C3P file is available in my is.io page. The link I have provided in the description. You can get it from there. So it's free. I'm not charging anything for that. Alright, so let's start this one now. So I'll just create one page. No, actually we need two pages. So let's call the first page as home. Okay, so event sheet home, and let's create one more. This is to post, right? So let's create one event sheet for that, post, and let's link the event sheet post with the layout post. Okay, let's start with post first, then we can go to home in fetching the images. Okay, so I'll create an image. Wait, let's put this as background. I'll call this layer as details. So here I will create one sprite. Okay, let's put it in gray. Okay, one second. Okay, this is 480. Oh, I'm sorry, size should be 480. Okay, so when you tap on this surface, I mean on this sprite, you will be able to get the image. We'll add a file opener, and from there we will fetch the image from your desktop. So I'll call this as image. So let's have one text here. I'm sorry, not text input. Okay, let's add a text. Name it as post. Okay, done. And let's add a button. Let's call it as post. Okay, so when we click on post, it should upload the image to Imgur. Okay, so let's add one file uploader. So this is, I have added the file chooser. So if I click on the image, it should open the file chooser. Okay, so let's add the touch functionality. So touch will be used for both mouse as well as touch, right? So you might be already aware of it. So we already have a plugin called mouse, but I'm not going to use it because touch will help us to achieve mouse as well, most of the things. Also, okay, so if I touch object image, okay, so the file chooser, we should activate the file chooser. So if I run the file, if I click on this, it should open the file opener, file chooser. Okay, I think this is good, right? The issue is actually I didn't add the file chooser here. Okay, let's try it now. Yeah, now it is working. So if I open it, it should load the image. Okay, let's check if I am recording. Yes, I am. Okay, fine. Sometimes I forget to record, and this has happened some few times. Okay, fine. So once the file chooser has picked an image, we have to load it to that image. Load image from URL, and which is file chooser dot file URL at 0. Okay, let's open it now. Okay, sir. Okay, so okay, now it is loading, but it is filling the screen. We don't need that. We just need to put it at current size, so it will only load in this portion, nowhere else. Okay, let's try it now. Okay, this is fine. Now when I click on post, it has to post the image to Imgur server. Okay, let's do that. So let's go to Imgur API now. So this is the website. So Imgur API, you can test it with Postman. If you don't have a Postman account, create it one. It's a free account. For Imgur, for few features of Imgur, you don't need to use a Postman, but if you want to fetch images from your account, you would need to authenticate to get the details, right? So for that you need Postman. You can simply click on run Postman. I choose web. It is up to you. If you want to choose Windows, that is also fine. It's a desktop version. So here you can choose your workspace. Okay, so it imports the Imgur API. So I have already done that, so I delete one. I'll keep the other one. So here you have all the get and post requests links. You can directly test them here before implementing in your project. Okay, so all the API folders, you can see them here. Okay, all right, so we'll get to that later. So before continuing, we need to create a application. We need to register an application in Imgur. So get an account first. you will need an account. Application name, I'll call it as Imgur YouTube. So as of now, let's disable the callback. We can enable it later. Email, I'll choose to contact at shepherd.games. Click on captcha and submit it. So we'll get a client ID and client secret. Copy this client ID. So in your project, you don't need the client secret. So you would need it at the time of generating authentication token and refresh token in Postman. Okay, but client ID is sufficient in your project. Okay, we'll see that later. Okay, let's go to the API now. Go to the image. So this is the API to upload an image. So this is the example. This is the link to upload an image. Okay, let's create a global variable API underscore upload underscore image. So copy this one and let's put it as constant, because we will not be changing this value anymore. Okay, so here you can see it requires an authorization of your client ID, which we have already saved it in your project, and also the form image. So excuse me. So here you will be adding the image you have uploaded in the file from the file chooser, right? So for that we would require a binary. So this should be in binary data, and in order to load data in binary, we would require the Ajax plugin. So what we'll do is, when the file has changed, the value of file chooser has changed, so we'll set the response to binary data. Okay, so let's put it as first, and in Ajax again we'll post the binary we'll post the data to binary object. Okay, so URL should be filechooser dot file URL at 0. 0 would be the first value. Okay, now we have the binary data. So what we have to do, when I click on the post button, okay, let's go to the button. When I click on post button, this binary data should be uploaded to Imgur. So not just when I click on it, but binary data length should be greater than 0. Okay, so when I click on it, first now Ajax will have to post the information using close to URL, but before that we have to set the authorization header. So click on select request header, and this is authorization, and the value would be client space and client ID. Client ID is the global variable. You have already saved it, right? Done. So the next would be posting this data to the URL. So let's put the tag as upload hyphen image, and URL would be upload image. Oh, I'm sorry, not this one. You'll have to use post binary URL. Okay, so this one. Okay, so this is fine. Tag, URL and everything is good. Okay, let's try it now. Okay, not this one. I should open this one. Okay, let's check it in network. Let's click on the first image. Okay, now post it. Okay, this is not working. Let me check what is the issue. Okay, sorry, I chose the wrong one. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, I'm getting confused, sorry. So request URL, this should be, yeah, this one. Okay, fine, let's see now. All right, so first one I'm choosing post image, it is pending. Yeah, done, it is uploaded. Okay, you got the 200 status. Okay, so if I double click on this one, okay, let's go to the response, copy this whole thing, go to JSON editor online. Let's see what is the response. Okay, so this is the ID of your image and this is the link of your image. Okay, done. So the upload is done. So when you upload an image of your game or anything for any purpose, it will give you a response. So you'll have to catch this response and get this link, and you can utilize it in several ways. Maybe if you can own your own server, online database, maybe MySQL or Firebase, anything, you can choose your own database. So the database can store all the user information, score, etc. Whereas the images, you can choose Imgur. If it is for non-commercial purposes, it is free. Unless you earn some money, Imgur is free. So if it for commercial purposes, there is a plan as well. Find it somewhere here. You can go to, yeah, for commercial uses. So there are different API links, and there are few plans as well. You can check that. But in the server, you can save these links against the user data, right? So when you load in the game, or if you have your own dashboard, you can check the link, you can load the images from these links, and you can verify the user progress. All right, so it is up to you how do you want to use it. So I'm not going to give you any more suggestions on that, because everyone has their own thoughts. Okay, so the upload image is done. So there is one thing, when you upload an image, it uploads to a random to unnamed albums, so where you cannot get those items unless you upload it to your account. Okay, so if I go to my account, okay, so all these images are previously uploaded. Okay, the recent image is this one is not uploaded right now. Okay, so this was uploaded yesterday when I was building this one, so submitted 19 hours ago. So just now we have uploaded this image, but it is not in my account because it has uploaded somewhere else. But we have the link, you can use the link to fetch these images. And one more thing, these images are completely public, right? So if anyone has the link, they will be able to see the content, so you have to be careful with that. All right, so now next step I would like to do is I would like to upload the images to my account and download the images from my account. Okay, so that is what I want to do. There is one more thing also we can do, that download the images from your database. When you upload these links to your database, you can download the images from that database, but we are not going to do that in this video. If you want me to do a separate video, I'm okay with that. Let me know in the comments. All right, so let's go to the account now. What I want to do is I want to upload all the images to my account and download the images from my account. So in order to do that, we would require to authenticate and create access tokens. Okay, so all the instructions are provided here. at the top. Okay, so once you open Postman, so you'll have to use all these links. Okay, so let's do that. Click on plus here, so you'll get a untitled request. So go to authorization, go here, choose or auth 2.0. so here enter a token name, maybe I'll say Imgur API token. Okay, so callback, you can see we have a different callback here, browser hyphen callback, whereas here I see a different callback. So both callbacks should match, otherwise it doesn't work. So for if it is a browser, you will not be able to change this callback, but if it is a desktop version, you can change this callback. So this tutorial is focused on the desktop version, but we can do this on web version as well. So instead of this callback, we have to use this callback. Copy this one, go to your Imgur settings, applications. So this is our application, right? Click on redirect edit, paste it here, go back to your workspace. Now this is done. So next, auth URL. So auth URL, you can find it here. Copy this one, paste it here, and next the access token URL, this is the one, paste it here. So client ID, you remember, right? This is the client ID. Now we would require the client secret. Click on generate new secret. This is the one, copy it, paste it here. Now click on get new access token. So it will ask you to authenticate with your application. Allow it. Okay, 1 second. Sometimes it doesn't work, I don't know why. Cancel authentication. Let's open the console. Okay, now it is done. Click on proceed. Okay, so this is the access token and this is the refresh token. You would require both. Access underscore token, this is the one. Next, refresh underscore token, done. Okay, these two are done. Okay, now we'll be able to upload the images to your account. So I'll show you how. So go to your account. So when you upload any data to your account, right here you can see client ID, right? So we have provided client ID. Instead of that, we'll have to provide the access token. I'll show it to you. 1 second. Right, this is the authorization we have to use. Okay, so this is for get images. We'll do that later. Let's go to image, post image. Here instead of client ID, what we are going to do is similar method we have to do for getting images. So here copy auth bearer, and the next one would be access token instead of client ID. Okay, now let's try it. Let's post it. Let's wait for it. Okay, we got 200. Good. Okay, so if I go to the images, you see this image here, right? So it is working perfect. This is great. All right, so now we need to go to we need to fetch the images from your account. So in the post, let's add one more button here. I'll call it as home. Okay, I'm putting it in random position. So if I click on it, it will take me to the home layout. And also, when the image is uploaded successfully, let's take the user to home screen automatically. Okay, upload -image is the tag we used. Okay, go to home. Let's not take immediately, let's add a gap of 0.1 seconds. Okay, so done. Now let's work on the home screen. Now I'll use a HTML element instead of a sprite. So I told you why. And here what we will do is, let's put the size to 160. If you ask me why, I already measured the size of it so that it will fit to the screen. Okay, so we'll create from here 0 to 100, and the next one would be here, third one would be here, so on and so forth. It will keep creating the HTML elements and load the images. Okay, now if I open it, the home screen, you will not see anything. So what we have to do is, we have to create a content here. So content, if you are familiar with HTML, you can use the HTML tag, which is img image. Source is so I copied this image, right? Yeah, let's use this one. Height equal to 160. Sorry, width equal to again 160. Okay, close the tag. Now let's see it now, whether it is loading or not. You can see that it is loading perfectly. Similarly, we keep creating the content based on the number of images we received. Okay, so on start of layout, Ajax, let's fetch the images. So this is the link for images and header is the same. So what I will do is, let's simply copy this one and paste it here. Okay, bearer access token, and the next one would be post to URL. Instead of post, you need to add get, and tag, let's add it as get images. URL would be, this is the URL. API, instead of upload, we'll call it as download image, and this is the link. Okay, and there is no data, we can close it. Let's run it now. Okay, so you can see images are loaded now. So this is the one, so let's copy this one. Let's check the content. Okay, so you can see total there are 11 items. If I go to my home page, I see total 11. So it has all the images, right? So what we have to do is, we have to get the link and show it in the HTML element. So this is the path of the link. So the first one is data, second one is the array, so it keep increasing from 0, and the link. So this is the path, and you need to get the data from there. Alright, so once it is loaded, on completed get images, so we'll have to create the HTML items and populate the values or the images. We have to load them. Okay, so on get images, what we can do on start of the layer, let's create one JSON. Okay, so once it is done, where is JSON? Yeah, parse ajax dot last data. So the data will be added to the JSON now. So from this JSON we can load the data. So let's create a function. I'll call it as load images. Let's call this function. Okay, so we can create a loop within the JSON. So for each, you can use for each data. So data has total 11 items. So for each data item, which is 11 times, it will loop. First we will have to create a HTML element. Okay, 0x xy values, let's create those values. Image position x and image position y. So initially the image positions will be 0 and y position will be 200. Okay, so when it keeps incrementing, we just need to create it in the next position. So let's put the x value to image position of x, image position of y. Okay, so at the time of creating the second one, what we can do is let's create two multipliers, multiplier x, multiplier y, and also let's create one more item called loop. Okay, so whenever it runs, let's add 1 to loop. Okay, so here what we will do is we'll add the multiplier of x into so multiplier of x, so into the image position. Similarly, let's do the same for y. I'll explain you what it does in a moment. Okay, so here the initial x position is 0. When the multiplier is also 0, it will multiply with x value and it becomes 0 and it will be 0. Similarly with y position, it is 200, multiplier is 0 and this is 200. So when the loop is 1, it will create in x0, y200. So in the second loop, the multiplier value will be 1. So it will add to the image position, and instead of 0, should not be the image position, it should be 160. Okay, my mistake. Okay, 160. So in the next time the image position is 0, multiplier would be 1 and 160. So x position will be 160, and similarly it's the same with the y position. Okay, so we'll add 1 to multiplier of x. So because we are going to create horizontally, then we move to the next position vertically. Okay, and if multiplier is 3, set value of multiplier x 0, and we'll add we'll add 1 to y. Okay, let's see if it works. Okay, it is working fine, right? So you can choose the positions of the size of the images. I just set to 160, but it is working fine. I don't think we require loop. Not sure why I have created it. Okay, let's delete it now. Okay, now when you create the HTML, you need to set the content. Where is the content? All right, HTML element, set content. So the content should be image. Let's do one thing. Let's simply copy paste this one. Why do we need to type every time? Okay, done. So here let's put everything in double quotes. So in source, instead of this one, this image, we will put the JSON value, JSON dot get at, the path would be data dot. So you see here, so this is 0, right? 0, and the path is link. Oh right, now I remember why did I create loop. Okay, fine, let's put it this way for now. Okay, so these some things sometimes I get confused here. One second. Okay, let's delete this item. I provided wrong one somewhere. Okay, fine now. Okay, let's add a loop. I'll keep adding loop here. Oh, this has come automatically. Nice. Construct is becoming smart day by day. Very good. Okay, alright, so this would be the loop. Okay, let's try it now. Okay, you see that everything is loading fine. So initially let's delete the HTML element we have. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, perfect. So let's add one more button here. This button, let's call it as new post. So on click of this button, it has to go to post. Okay, let's test the whole flow once again. If I go to home, okay, all the images are loading perfectly fine. Okay, go to new post. Let's add a new image. Let's add the second one, post it. Okay, so it is done. Okay, fine, everything is working fine. All right, I think it's clear now. I'll just recap what we have discussed. So first we have set up the post function, where we have set up the file chooser to get the image from the system and load the image in your sprite. and we also set the image in the binary data using Ajax. And once the binary data is full, the length will be more than 0 bytes. So if the user clicks on button to post, Ajax will first set the authorization with your access token and push the value in binary data to the API link. So once that is done, it will be uploaded to your account. Okay, let me refresh this. Okay, you can see it is uploaded to your account and it will take you to the home screen. So in the home screen, we use the HTML element, and this is the image tag. We use the source, height and width. So first, once we receive the content from the API, we parse that information into the JSON object, and once it is done, we are loading all the images with the function. So in each item of JSON, we are looping all the elements and creating the HTML element and setting the content to the image tag and giving the source as the value from the JSON. So this is the link, data dot loop dot link. So loop is nothing but the item, the loop number. Okay, so yeah, that's all. I hope it's clear now. So if you know how to implement API on integrate SDK, you don't need to buy any plugins from anyone. So it just you'll have to spend some time in setting up things, but I think it's worth spending because you will learn new things. So once you keep working on them, it's easy for you to work on any project. You can save a lot of money. Yeah, but constructive plugins are mostly reasonable, right? So even though it's a third party plugin, it's more like reasonable only, but this is like a learning for you. But end of the day, it's up to you. How do you want to proceed? All right, so that's all for now. If you have any project for me, I work as a freelancer, so this is my full-time job. So if you have any projects for me, you can reach out to me. The link is in the description. You can reach out to my Discord server, or you can directly email to me. All the information is in the description. Alright then, thank you for your watching. I hope you learned something new and you enjoyed this video, and if yes, please subscribe to the channel. And yeah, that's all. Thank you. You have a great day. Bye bye. We have published a game called Life in the Machine. If you are one of our followers, you might already know about the game, and if not, Life in the Machine is a detective game that requires someone with tremendous skills to investigate a murder mystery, find clues, interrogate suspects, and find the criminal. The game is available in two versions. The Android version is on Google Play Store and Amazon App Store, and the Windows version is on itch.io and Steam. It is known that only a person with critical thinking can solve the case. Can you solve the case? Links in the description. Hello there, thank you for visiting our channel. Shepherd Games is a developer and publisher of video games, websites and applications and automation. I am Sudeep, the founder of Shepherd Games. I have developed numerous video games ranging from ultra casual to complex real-time multiplayer games, automated process flows with scripting and automation using Google Apps Script, and developed static and dynamic websites and applications. You may review some of my work from the link in the description. Along with self-publishing, I help my clients to achieve their goals with my development services. If you have a requirement, you may write to me or join my Discord server. The contact details are in the description. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do, as more useful content is coming, so you don't miss them.